Hello, my kindergarten friends. This is going to be your language arts lesson 1.036, Silly Snails. I think I remember the name. I did not write it down. This is what I'm looking at. When I look down, I took notes on what I'm going to talk about and what I want to kind of just skip over. There is a lot in these language arts lessons. So we have three main things we're going to focus on. We're going to focus on the S sound, then and including with the S sound is sight words. So I guess we could call that phonics because sight words is not phonics, but it'll make it easier. So we're going to do sight words and phonics. Then we're going to work on beginning, middle, and end for stories because we're going to kind of put that into our writing, which is going to be the last part. So phonics and sight words, beginning, middle, and end, and then some writer's workshop with our setting. I'm going to go through and talk about worksheets and things like that and things you can do instead of worksheets because worksheets aren't the best for every single person, and we'll just do our best. I'm going to do this in one go. So if I make a mistake, we're just going to keep going, you guys. Get yourselves comfortable where you can ready to learn. The TV is on in the background. Maybe move where you're not going to be distracted. Wear your pajamas. Go barefoot. I don't care. Have a nice little drink with you. Have a sippy cup. You're too old for sippy cups, but whatever you want, that's fine. But I want you listening and I want you focused, okay? So turn on your reading brain, your learning brain. Turn on those listening ears. Wait. Get all the hair out. Got the shampoo? Get that. Don't put it inside. All right, turn on your reading and watching eyes. Turn off your blah, blah mouth. And turn on your reading and learning mouth. All right, I'm gonna share my screen as I shake this whole computer. I'm going to click my share. I'm going to turn it into full screen. That should have, in theory, turned it to full screen. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna work on that letter S sound. It starts with some tongue twisters. I have one for you though. Their tongue twisters are safe, Sally, sings sweet songs. So remember, this means you're listening to what I say, and this means you repeat what I say. So we're listening. Safe, Sally, sings sweet songs. Your turn. Safe, Sally, sings sweet songs. A lot of that one sound. Do you remember what that sound is called? What letter makes that sound? What? I can't hear you. Tell me, what letter makes the sound S? S makes that sound. All right, the next tongue twister, even I messed up on that. Next tongue twister we're going to do, I'll point to it with my mouse. Snakes secretly slither slowly. Oh, a lot of S sounds. You might spit a little bit while you do it. Make sure you don't spit on someone. Say it with me, or this time you're listening. Snakes secretly slither slowly. I'm going to say it with you a little quieter, but I want you saying it this time. Ready, steady, go. Snakes secretly slither slowly. I have a different one for you. I had to write it down, and I practiced like 5 times in front of Mr. Phelps, so I hope I say it right. She sells seashells at the seashore. Oh, that went well. Now I'm going to try it again, and you're going to listen really carefully, see if you can repeat it. She sells seashells at the seashore. That's a hard tongue twister. Let's see if we can do it again a little bit faster. Say it with me if you can. She sells seashells at the seashore. Very tricky, but it's all about this little letter. What's that letter called? Say it with me. S. What's it called? S. For Foundations, our phonics program, I'm going to show it real close because you're probably seeing it just on the little screen. We go S, snake, S. Your turn. S, snake, S. Again, my turn. S, snake, S. Your turn. And we'll practice this more in our phonics. In our phonics, we don't get to this one yet. The computer does what the computer does. So we'll just work with it. It's fine. Okay, so that's just kind of our little warm-up introduction. Next, I'm going to show you some more S works. The soaring S. So we're talking about the letter S. They'd say S is for seagull. That's okay. There's a lot of words that start with S. Look around you and you can see a lot of things that start with S. Even while I talk, I can hear myself saying a lot of words that have an S sound in it. So it's a very popular letter. I do want to point out something. It says, remember, the letter S is part of the consonant creature club. Mrs. Phelps, what's a consonant? A consonant is a not vowel. A consonant is letters like B, C, D, but vowels are letters. So there's 5 vowels: A, E, I, O, U. Sometimes Y, but that's for when you're a little older. I usually don't teach this right now in kindergartens. We usually will come to it a little bit later in the school year, but since the Florida Virtual Buzz Learning is having you do it, I'll tell you. A consonant is B, C, D, F, G, H, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, V, W, X, sometimes Y, and Z. Vowels are A, E, I, O, U. And your grown-up might be listening and say, and sometimes Y. All right, so letter S. We're going to listen to the words, and if you hear the letter S, it tells you to spin, and if it begins with the letter S, to spin in a circle. So if you want to get up and spin, go for it. I'm not going to tell you to stop. Stop. But you can just do whatever. So if it starts with the S sound, you can do thumbs up. You can wave your arms. Okay, does this start with S? Saw. Yes or no? We'll do this. How about this? Yes, we can dance. No, we'll do an X. Confuses me when it tells you to spin in a circle. So does saw start with S? No! Mrs. Phelps, you said the wrong thing. It does start with S. Oh, goodness. I'm being a goober, you guys. Okay, come on, brain. Now, does this one start with S? So, yes, it starts with S. No, it doesn't start with S. As. Does it start with S? Or no, it does not start with S? It does not start with S. As has the S at the end of the word. Is the first sound, the beginning sound. Last word, sat. Does sat start with S? Or no, it doesn't start with S? Sat. Show me, I'm looking. Yes, it does start with S. Okay, so we're going to click through and it's going to ask if we can find other words that start with the S sound. It says to pop the pictures that start with the S sound. So this one you can't do with me. So I'm going to talk through it. You're looking at it. You're thinking about it. If you want to pretend to pop the bubbles with your finger, you can do that. This is a learning activity, so use this time to learn. Oh, I forgot to share the computer audio. I hope it sounds okay. Okay, chicken or hen, does that start with S? You still do this. Still do this. Yes or no? Does chicken? Oh, it floated away. I guess not. Oh, I'm too slow. Okay, fish. Does that start with S? No. Hand? Pants? What about sock? Okay. Ooh, sock starts with S. Does pie start with S? No? Okay, I won't click it. Oh, what's this number here? What is it? 6. Does 6 start with S? Yes, it does. What about scissors? Yes? Okay, point to one that starts with S. Does sun? Yes. What about tree? Does tree start with S? No. Bike? No. Ooh, the itsy bitsy spider. Does spider start with S? Oh. Okay. Oh no, the carrots got away. Does chicken? No. What about basketball? Starfish? Yes. What about this one? Sandwich. Does sandwich start with S? All right. That is really loud. Turn down your sound, Mrs. Phelps. All right. So it showed that we know the S sound. That's not a really easy one for us to do together on the YouTube video, but we'll make it work. Okay, next page. This one is more about the slithering S. And I told you I had those weird, tricky problems when I write on the computer. So unless I'm just going to pause on that one and I'm going to let it show you. It's also saying S is for snake. We did that on the last page. So I'm going to play this video. I forgot when I did my screen sharing to share the sound. So I'm going to actually stop the screen share really quick. And you're stuck with me. I'm not redoing this. I love you guys, but this takes me a long time. I'm going to share my computer audio. Okay, perfect. So now this should work a lot better. I hope the sound will be okay. And we're going to practice writing the S. Get your Skywriter up so you can do it with them. We're not turning our brain off for this video. Get your Skywriters up and ready.
To write the uppercase S, start in the top right corner and curve around to the left. When you get to the middle, curve around to the right until you reach the bottom, ending in the bottom left corner.
Skywriters.
To write the lowercase s,
start
in the middle.
Plain line.
Curve around to the left and then curve around to the right until you reach the bottom.
Grass line.
Ending in the bottom left corner. We have learned how to write the letter S.
All right, you should have been skywriting for that one, my friends. We will come back to that one at a different time in our Foundations Phonics program. But there is a worksheet that goes with that. So I'm going to stop my share. This worksheet here is the one that you would be doing. You're tracing the S, trace the S, write the S, write the S. But it's not just writing. It's also talking about these words. So your grown-up can help you also, but look at the picture. Look at the word. It says sign. This one, oh, it is a sign. What kind of sign? It's a stop sign. And these people, are they being dangerous or are they being safe? And then this one you can't maybe see the most amazing, but when you're in a car and your body's really small, do you just sit in the regular car or do you have to sit in a special seat? So trace the S, write the S, write the S. Talk about different ways to be safe, different words that start with S. We're going to go back to our screen share. I guess I didn't have to stop and redo for that last one. We would have survived, but y'all stuck with me. Okay, so then you can also tell your grown-ups or your friends other words that start with S. We're going to just skip over that one. We're going to do some sight words on this one, and then we'll take a break. So we're going to practice our sight words. We had these 3 words. Look at the blue boxes. Last week, we worked on these words, or maybe that was the last lesson. Time is getting away from me. We've seen these words before. So look at my mouse. Look at my mouse. This one says like. What does it say? Like. That's where you would have said it. Try it one more time. Look at my hand. This word says like. What does it say, friends? Like. Let's spell it. I'm going to say it first. Use your listening ears. L-I-K-E. Now it's your turn to spell it. My hand is open, but we're going to do it together also. So do it with me. L-I-K-E. What does that word spell, you guys? Like. What does it say? Like. Hold on a second. If you are not looking at that word, you are not reading. You must look at the word to when you read me that word, because if you're not looking at it, you're just talking. And we're great at talking, most of us, but we need to work on our reading, and you can't read without using your eyeballs or your fingers, but that's a whole different situation. So look at the word while you say it. One last time, look at that word. Don't look at my face, look at the word. Read it to me. Ready, steady, go. Like. All right, next word. That one is just a letter, but sometimes a letter can be a word all by itself. That word says I. Point to who I would be. Don't point at me. I'm not I. I bet at least one of you did that. When you talk about I, you're talking about yourself. So when I say I like ice cream, that means Mrs. Phelps likes ice cream. But if you said I like ice cream, that means you like ice cream. So I is when we talk about ourselves. I have my pointer. Look at my pointer. Look at the screen. I'm pointing to the letter. Let's read it. Ready. Well, it's a word. Ready, steady, go. Read it together. I. Hand is up. I'm going to say it, then we'll do it together. I. Your turn. I. That one's pretty easy. I hope we learned that one very quickly. The next one's a little tricky. This word says S-E-E. Look at my mouse. Don't look at me. Look at the mouse. S-E-E spells see. Look at the word. I want you to say the word. Ready, steady, go. See. You're not going to look at my hand because I'm going to give you hand directions. Look at the letter. Repeat after me. I'm going to do it all together, all 3 letters, and then you repeat it. S-E-E. Repeat after me. S-E-E. Read the word to me. See. I'm doing the silly voice to be you. So do a silly voice also. Do it loud. I should hear you all the way from here, but don't disrupt your grown-ups. So read it to me. Ready, steady, go. See. We have 2 new words to learn. Yay! I love learning new words. These are called sight words. So you don't have to think about the word. You know it just the way it looks. Look at my mouse. Look at my mouse. Don't look at my face. It says T-H-E, the. Look at the mouse. Read the word, the. Okay, this time I'm going to read it. And when I point to it, you read it. Okay, look at the mouse. I'm reading it. You're reading it. Maybe that'll work better so you can focus on the word. Okay, but still look at the word when I read it. The. Now it's your turn. The. My turn. The. Your turn. The. Let's spell it together. T-H-E. You should be spelling it with me this time. T-H-E. Awesome. Next word, the and my. My is also when you're talking about yourself. That's my pencil. That's my classroom. That's my ice cream. We learned that word quick. So look at the word. Look at the word. It says my. What does the word say, friends? Oh, I can't hear you. My. All right. I'm going to read the word, so I'm going to put the mouse over here, but you're looking at it. My. Your turn. My. My turn. My. Your turn. My. I'm going to make you all sound like little baby monkeys. All right. And I'm going to spell it M-Y. Spell it for me. M-Y. Now I'm going to go to all the words. And when I point to it with the mouse, so you got to be looking at the screen. When I point to it with the mouse, you're going to read it to me. Okay, ready, steady, go. I. See. You should be reading these, not just me. Okay, I'm going to point my mouse on another one. Like. Oh, look at this one. We just learned it. My. And okay, one more. Let's see. Oh, this one. The word the. Okay, so we're going to do some flip cards to practice our reading. So I'm going to point to the word and you're going to read it to me. And it's not going to flip and tell us anything more, but you're still doing it with me. Oopsie. What does this word say, friends? I. And then I could click this.
I.
It reads it to me. Okay, what about this one, friends? Read it to me. See. Read it again. See.
C.
All right, last one on this slide before we switch to the next slide. Read this word to me. Like. What is it? Like.
Like.
I think they did a different voice. All right, this word here, what is it, friends? I can't hear you. My. It says my. Repeat it after me. My. My. All right, I'm going to click it and
My.
last one. This is from today. What's that word, friends? The. What's the word? The. I'm going to have to make a new ridiculous voice for you guys. All right, the word
The.
It said at the same time. Now, it tells you to try it, to play with some flashcards. I'm going to stop the share. I'm going to just show you some things as I just take my whole piece of paper off. So these are the sight word flashcards that came with Module 1. We have not done all the words yet. So if you're looking at them, there's 2 papers. We're not going to worry about the second paper right now. The, I, my, see, and like. Those are the words we've done together. So you can write these on any sort of paper. You could do it on flashcards or on index cards. You could write it on scrap paper. You could write a piece, whatever. But you could play Go Fish. But one thing I would really like to do, if I had enough space to do this, I would put the words on the floor where a child could see it. And then I would read the word to the kid and I'd have them go jump on the word. And so that way you get physical exercise and you get to work on finding things and those reading skills. But there's a lot of different things. I'm not going to overload you with it. I did want to show you. So if your grown-up doesn't know what to do, if your grown-up sees this page and your grown-up's like, I don't know what to do. Well, I don't know if your grown-up's watching this right this second, but I'm going to explain it. So this is a sight word page, and I'll show you a filled out one as an example. So for the sight words, I'll have 3 listed, and it shows a color code. So you just pick any color you want. I picked blue, green, and purple, but it doesn't really matter. And so all the thes, I'm going to color blue. So I went through and I colored them all blue. All the word like, I colored green, and all the words my, I colored purple. Now, it's not art class. This is not art. uses art, and that's a great tool for us, but this is not about the coloring. It is about the word learning. I'm trying to show you and have my face so I can see it because I can't see it. It's about learning the word. So go ahead and color it and color it nice, but is that the point of it? No, it's learning the word. So once you color it, go through with your grown-up or by yourself or with someone else, read it. The, my, like, the, my. Now, what if I color over it so dark, I can't read the word? So if I used black for my activity and I colored it like this, am I going to be able to read that word? No. So make sure you can read the word, friends. All right, we're going to go back to screen share and we're going to get going on our lesson, Language Arts 1.03. Okay, so blah, 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 skipping to the next page. If you want to take a break right now, now is a great time to take a break. Take a break. We're going to move on to beginning, middle, and end. So take a break. And I'm going to keep going. All right, ready to read beginning, middle, and end. All aboard the story train. Have you ever read a story that takes you on a journey to another land? Reading stories can be a lot of fun, and we think about the parts of them. All stories have a beginning, a middle, and an end. Every story, ever. So think about like your favorite story. Maybe your favorite story is Cinderella, or your favorite story is Mulan, or whatever. Think about what happens in the beginning of that story. Then what happens in the middle part, that's usually like all the action and stuff. And then what happens at the end? So the beginning kind of sets you up. The middle is like all the big juicy action stuff. And then the end is how it all finishes up. We are going to read a book. We're not going to read a book. This is a different thing. I don't even know how to begin to explain how this activity works. So I'm just going to do it and I'm going to read the stuff. Beginning, we're going to search in the engine to see what beginning means. Oh, it's Humpty Dumpty. The beginning is how a story starts. So think about your favorite story or Humpty Dumpty and what happens in that story. The middle. The middle is where most of the action happens, where all the good stuff, the interesting stuff, something horrible, something wonderful. How are they going to get out of it? That's the middle. It comes after the beginning, but before the end. And then the end, we're going to have it explain. That's not how you do it. Why would a 5-year-old be able to do this on their own? The end is what happens at the very end of it, the last thing. So I didn't talk about Humpty Dumpty in the middle. It started with him on the wall. He had a great fall, and then look at him. Could they fix him? It ended with him not being able to be fixed. Next page. Okay, riding on the story train. So we can kind of think of it like a train. There's a lot of ways we can think of it. With, look at my mouse, the beginning of the story, the middle of the story, and the end of the story. So Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty back together again. So it starts with him sitting on the wall. That's the beginning. The middle is him having that great fall. And the end is trying to put him back together, but couldn't. So we have these 3 pictures here. It shows some different things happening. So look at the bird family. This one shows bird parent bird grown up taking a picture of bird kid in front of a school computer. Okay, this one shows bird kid logging on to their school computer. And this one shows bird kid laying in bed. Well, think about you in the beginning of the day. Do you have all your schoolwork done when you get up in the morning? Or are you still in bed? So we're going to move bird kid into the bed. Okay, so that's at the top. That's the beginning. So what would happen? He gets up, bird kid, I got to do my schoolwork. I got to log on to Buzz. So would bird grown up take a picture of the schoolwork, or would the bird kid log themselves in first? What would happen in the middle? Bird kid would log in. And then the story ends with bird grown up taking a picture of bird kid's schoolwork to submit it to the bird teacher. You and your grown-ups don't have to take pictures of your work and submit it. So don't worry about that. And I won't share my personal comments on that activity. Okay. We're going to skip that. because I'm the teacher and I want to. So a silly snail story. You might have heard of nursery rhymes. They're usually pretty short and pretty simple, and they can have some rhymes, and they'll have a beginning, a middle, and an end. So Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. Wall and fall. Do those rhyme? Yes. So it has a rhyme, and then we talked about the beginning and the middle. This is 6 Little Snails, which apparently is a nursery rhyme. Now, on the directions here and in the worksheet packets, it says to print it off so you can read it and you can make your own little book. And you're very welcome to do that. I'll show you. You don't need to see the picture. You're welcome to print it off, but you don't have to if you don't want to. I'm going to read it to you. We're going to listen to the story. Think about what happens in the beginning of the story. Think about what happens in the middle of the story. And think about what happens at the end. 6 little snails lived in a tree. Look up at that tree. Let's count them. 1, 2. Oh, hold on. I'm not doing this by myself, am I? You're counting with me. Ready, steady, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 6 little snails lived in a tree. Johnny threw a stone. Is that a good choice, Johnny? Is Johnny being safe by throwing a stone at a tree full of snails? No. Is he being nice to those snails? No. What did they do to bother him? Johnny, that's not a good choice. But this is a nursery rhyme, so whatever. 6 little snails lived in a tree. Johnny threw a stone. Down fell 3. Let's count the snails that are falling down. Follow my mouse. Count with me. Ready, steady, go. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, how many snails are left in the tree? Let's count. Follow my mouse. Ready, steady, go. 1, 2, 3. Hey, it's 6, 3, and 3. See, we're going to put math everywhere. All right, so 6 little snails lived in a tree. Johnny threw a stone, and down fell 3. And apparently we think about it, and who in our community takes care of animals? Can't hear you. Who takes care of animals? Who do you take your sick animals to? A vet. Apparently that has to do with snails and nursery rhymes. All right, moving on. Choo-choo, all aboard. Okay, I'm going to stop screen share because we're getting ready for a break. This is the last little bit on beginning, middle, of end before I turn into writing. The activity is this, a graphic organizer where you cut out, oh, I'll hold it up because it's not the screen, it's my webcam. You cut out the beginning, middle, and end, and you glue them. What happens in the beginning, what happens in the middle, what happens in the end. If you want to just talk about it, that's fine. You don't have to do that worksheet. It's great practice for cutting and gluing, but if you just talk about it, that's good enough. Okay, we're going to move on to Writer's Workshop. So take a break if you want. Now's a great time for a break, and we're going to move on to Writer's Workshop. Okay, I'm going to continue sharing my screen. We're hopefully going to be done soon. Let's move to this next page. Oh, and if you're following on your own Buzz and it tells you to record yourself, I don't even know how to do that. So don't worry about that. Okay, so Writer's Workshop. Writer's Workshop, we've been working on becoming illustrators. Now, I know the friends in Mrs. Phelps's class, you took home a writing journal in that gift bag, but you could do this on anything. You could do it on a whiteboard. You could do it on a chalkboard. You could do it on sand. We wouldn't color it, but you could draw the basic outline. Point being, we can make this work. So places and things in our Writer's Workshop, it's really important to kind of know where this story is happening. Where does it take place? We also put things called nouns in our pictures, those naming words. So nouns are a person, a place, a thing, or an animal. And it also answers the question, what? What happened in the story? What did you use? What did you touch? So what do you drive in? A car. What do you write with? A pencil. And those are naming words. They're nouns. So words are the names of a place and a thing. It can answer the question of where. So the what is a thing. The where is a place. It tells you to print off an anchor chart. Don't do that. Now, okay, this is for your grown-up to know too. Here it says, let's draw a picture of where snails live in the activity below. Now, my kindergarten friends, is this computer class or is this writing? Well, I mean, it's not class, but do you think I want you to be concerned and focused on how to use the computer? Or do you think I want you to be more focused on drawing a picture that shows where and what? I don't care if you do this on the computer or if you do it on a piece of paper. This computer thing, I tried this and it was very difficult for me as a grown-up. So I'm just going to skip right over that and I'll show you a picture I drew in just a second. I'm going to go on and then I'll show you that picture. So words that name a place or a thing are naming words or nouns, and we're going to do an activity and then I'll get back to that drawing part. So places, look at the pictures. Is that a place? So you're going to tell me yes or no. And if you want to keep going with the waving your arms for yes and the big X for no, we can do that. Kind of like the no. Maybe this, yes, no. I don't really care exactly what you do. The whole point is getting you engaged and interested. So here we go with places. Look at our pictures. Is this rock a place? Can you go visit a rock and vacation at a rock? Do you think that rock is a thing or a place? I'm sorry, I can't hear you. I'm sorry, I'm really far away. Is it a thing or a place? Oh, you're saying it's a thing. Can I touch the rock? Can I pick up the rock? That makes it a thing. So let's see. I'm going to wait until we're all done before we check our answers. All right, look at this one here. I'm looking at this picture. I see an umbrella. I see a shrub. I see some chairs. Is that a picture of one thing, or is that a picture of a place you can go? I can't hear you. What? You're telling me it's a place? There are things in that picture, but all together, that picture shows a place. I went here this weekend. I see trees and grass. I see a trail. Is that a thing? Just one thing? Or is that a place you can go? Sorry, what? It's a place. All right. And then this last one. Is this a place you can go? Can I go to the, okay, guys, let's go on a walk to the leaf. Let's go spend some time at the leaf. Is that something we do? Or is it a thing? Let's pick up the leaf. Can I put a leaf in my pocket? Yeah. So that would make it a thing. We're going to submit. Correct. Skipping on. It says you're a superstar. Personal comments to myself. All right, so this is the lesson summary, and this is where I'm going to just stop my share. Yep, no, I don't want to do that. We're going to stop the share, and I'm going to go over some papers with you. So if it tells you to do a writer's workshop, and it tells you to draw where snails live on a computer, this is what I did instead. And I probably should do a video lesson on this, but instead of drawing it on the computer, I drew where snails live on my own piece of paper. So this is one I put in for a different activity. I did not put it in your packet this week because I missed that. I'll hopefully be a little bit more thorough next week. But looking at my picture, is this inside or outside? Is it in the forest or is it a different place? Look at the very bottom. I drew the cement. And then look at my pictures here. Maybe you can't tell, but if I tell you these are snails eating my strawberries, do you see that? Yeah. And at the bottom, I even wrote, I see snails. Look at these two words. Do you know those two words? I see. Those are sight words. So this is where we start using our sight words in our writing. We can use those sight words to tell about our picture. I see snails. And look at the picture. Do you see snails in my picture? Yes. Do you see what those snails are doing and where they are? They're in my strawberry patch, eating my strawberries. Okay, so for this lesson, talk about beginning, middle, and end. I threw all my worksheets off to the side as I was explaining them, so now I'm digging around on the floor. Do your S for safety worksheet. You do not have to print off and cut out and make a book of the 6 silly snails, but you could if you wanted. You do not have to print off, cut, and do beginning, middle, of end of the 6 silly snails, but you could just talk about it. But you can cut it out and do it if you want. Practice your sight words, my dear friends. The, I, my, see, like. Practice those sight words. And practice drawing pictures that show where you are and what is in it. All right. My dear friends, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you later.